YouTube today, more Kyurem-White action with Nidoking. Let's see if we can actually bring the Nidoking this time. But if you do enjoy the videos, be sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment down below. It really does help me out. And make sure you try out the team with the rental code right here. 2 weeks to grab it before it expires. There's a team builder coming out tomorrow if you want to know how I built this team. And of course, the payment is available in the description down below. But otherwise, let's get started and play some games. All right, we have a Grimmsnarl, Zacian, the Gastrodon, Landisfarian, Rotom Heat, and Rillaboom right here. So, Freeze Dry, beautiful move here. 4 times super effective against 2 Pokemon, and hits the Rillaboom very nicely, which is always a strong plus here. What do I want to go here? Nidoking's fantastic. Nidoking's absolutely fantastic. I actually do like needing off with Nidoking. Is it weird to say Nidoking plus Whimsicott is actually a really strong lead here? I don't know if they would lead the Gastrodon with a Kyurem with Freeze Dry available. Oh, Urshifu looks good too, but there is, of course, the Gastrodon, which I assume is going to be brought in this matchup, so I wouldn't really consider Urshifu too much here. I like the Nidoking because I like the damage threatening into Grimmsnarl immediately. With the Sludge Bomb, if they lead like Zacian, Grimmsnarl, I could Tailwind immediately, which is really nice as well. I think that is a pretty strong option, and yeah, I think I'm just going to lead the Nidoking here and see how it goes. Now, they lead Grimmsnarl plus Zacian. It really depends on what the Zacian set is with this team. It also might depend on the Grimmsnarl item as well, because I've seen Trick with these kinds of teams before, so I could definitely see it being Trick on the Grimmsnarl this time. The Zacian might not carry sub. I think they usually run 3 attacks when it's paired with like Rotom Heat Gastrodon, but we'll find out, I guess. We'll see. Let us see what they are going to bring out here. Rotom Heat and Zacian, so that's perfect here. Okay. So I do have a Nidoking, and I do have a Whimsicott right here, and I just don't see a reason why I wouldn't just Tailwind the turn. Do I want to make a really aggressive play? Because I kind of do want to make a really aggressive play. It's just Helping Hand Sludge Bombing the Rotom turn 1. And I don't think that's a bad play here at all. I mean, the thing is, if they overheat, knock out the Whimsicott turn 1, it's a little bit annoying. So it might be just worth it just to Sludge Bomb here in Tailwind. Because, like, Zacian wouldn't want to take this Earth Power. You probably have switches in the back which can take the Earth Power. And, yeah, I think it's just better to Tailwind and Sludge Bomb in this immediate turn 1. As Zacian is going to retreat. Landorus. Yeah, like, I could have read that with Ice Beam, of course, but I just didn't feel like that was worth risking here. Because I'd rather just get the damage on Rotom Heat, because Rotom Heat's actually a little bit annoying for my Cinderace, so I think, and my Kyurem. Even though I could go for the Earth Power, true, I do kind of want to lock myself into Freeze Dry, and this is one of the Pokemon that's stopping me right here, so I'd rather just go for Sludge Bomb consistently, especially since there was no guarantee they brought Landers in this game. Here comes Sludge Bomb into Rotom as they go for the Overheat. Perfect. So that's why I wanted to Tailwind up immediately. As Tailwind here, basically the Whimsicott goes down. Excellent. And this is completely fine. This is me getting in Cinderace or Kyurem right here. I really like the Cinderace here though. Cinderace damage threat here is really good. I do like the Cinderace a lot here, and I will go Cinderace, and I'm just going to Ice Beam the Landorus. I think that's a pretty strong play here. The Landorus, well, if the Landorus is Assault Vest, maybe I could double up the Landorus. It's not that bad of a play here. I think Landorus would want to switch out if anything, but I guess I could cover if it is Assault Vest. I could have went Kyurem and just Freeze Dry Sludge Bomb. That's also another play, but I think that gave them some room to maneuver, I think, with Zacian. But let's see here. I do want to Ice Beam the Landorus, and you know what? I think it's fine to go for, you know what? I could Darkness here. Yeah, you know what? Darkness is pretty safe in the Rotom and going for the Ice Beam because it covers some switches right here. We are going to see the Rotom retreat here in a Grimmsnarl, which is fine. Okay. So I am going to be able to get a Darkness off in a Grimmsnarl and an Ice Beam. Let's see if Landorus retreats. It doesn't, so yeah, Protect on Landorus, because I think that's what would make sense here. If you don't have Protect on Landorus, this looks really bad for you, I think. So we'll bring out the Dynamax or Gigantamax Cinderace in this case. Oh, Nidoking, you're looking good here. You are looking good here. Can you finish off the job right here is the question. Max Darkness. Okay, no Max here, which is surprising because, like, Landorus is the only Pokemon that can really Dynamax other than Rotom Heat in the back. So, all right. I guess they are going to preserve it for maybe the Dynamax Grimmsnarl. I guess that could be an option here. A goodbye Landorus. Unless you're Focus Sash for some reason, which you shouldn't be. Even if you're Yachi, just should go down. Ice Beam going to come out into the Landorus. Good, 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 good. And yeah, that's why I like Nidoking on this team. Helping with the Landorus as a backup, helping against Incineroars, Zacians as a threat with Airstream pressure. It's just a really solid Pokemon right here. All right, let's see who's being brought out here. Zacian. I can see Zacian, Protector, switch out of Rotom Heat, I think is a very solid play. If they want to bait me. They're going to go hard into Rotom Heat though. Okay, that's fine. Not really that worried about Rotom Heat. I'm going to Airstream and Sludge Bomb, I think, here. The Grimmsnarl. I'm not that worried about Rotom Heat, as I mentioned before. If they trick, that's fine. I'm going to go for the Airstream and Sludge Bomb in the Grimmsnarl because as long as I have one Pokemon that's prepared for the Zacian, I should be able to win. And yeah, like I had Kyurem in the back. They just didn't have much, I think, for Nidoking. Nidoking kind of steamrolled their entire team, so really glad about that. I mean, I think it just goes to show how good Nidoking was in that game. Like, really good offensive pressure, and I think it was just absolutely incredible. They didn't have switches in Nidoking. I was able to get a good turn one right as, yeah, and I'm actually surprised they didn't bring Gastron because I think this Urshifu could have steamrolled them as well. All right, a Mamoswine, interesting. Zacian, Thundurus, the Regieleki, Urshifu, Dragapult, and the Mamoswine. So this is going to be a weird matchup. If it's support Thundurus, I actually really don't like facing support Thundurus. It's one of the worst matchups, I think, with my team overall, because Thunder Wave and a bunch of other things do screw me over. If it's Defiant Thundurus, I'm okay with this position. I just don't know which one it will be right here. So this can be quite tricky. I think I want to go... Nidoking's probably my best offensive mod. It does pretty well against my opponent's team, I feel like, in general. Urshifu might not be bad here for the offense, though. Yeah, Choice Band and Urshifu doesn't seem that bad here. Nidoking doesn't seem bad either. I like Nidoking, I think. I think Nidoking just does pretty well against my opponent's team. I don't even know if they're going to bring the Mamoswine. That's the thing, because a lot of my mods do hit the Mamoswine really hard, I feel like. So I'm going to try Whimsicott Nidoking out first. Have Kyurem and Cinderace in the back, I think. Because I think I'm going to try to like open up the doors with Nidoking so I can go for the Kyurem plus the Cinderace sweep with the late game Dynamax. So let's see how this is going to go. Because, you know, maybe Nidoking can pick up some knockouts here as well. There are some surprise knockouts I can get. But it really comes down to, I think, that Thundurus set, because support Thundurus is a nightmare for me. Scary Face, Thunder Wave, Eerie Impulse, they're all really threatening moves to my team, especially since I don't have Taunt on this Whimsicott. If I had Taunt on this Whimsicott, oh, that would be lovely, but I don't have Taunt on my Whimsicott, so this is going to be more of a nightmare, potentially. Let's see what they have. It's going to be Regieleki plus the Dragapult, looks like. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Don't really mind that too much, as I do lead the Whimsicott plus the Nidoking right here. Now, I'm not that fearful of Regieleki. It probably Volt Switches or swaps out right here regardless. Probably swap out, I imagine. They don't have a switch to Earth Power other than Thundurus though. But I do like the Ice Beam into the Dragapult slot, and I do like Tailwind. The reason I like this play is because I get to Sucker Punch with Cinderace if they Dynamax the following turn, and I don't even have to max potentially. So yeah, let's just go for an Ice Beam and a Tailwind right here. I don't really see it too problematic right here. I really do like the pressure I can throw off, I think, with Cinderace in the mid or late game right here. So let's see. I could have went for the Eleki. Definitely a potential option right here. Eleki most likely inclined to protect or swap here, I'd imagine, though. It's really not in a favorable position. Let's see here, though. As Eleki is going to stay in, we do see a max here. I'd imagine this is Pult. So we'll find out what they go for here. This could maybe not be a great play, though. I mean, I think Ice Beam will put you in Sucker Punch range. I'm pretty sure for my Cinderace. So that's the goal here. I'm assuming this is like Airstream into my... I'm also assuming this is probably Airstream into my Whimsicott, but they might target down the Nidoking, because Nidoking is kind of a threat to them. We do get the Tailwind off, which is good. Let's see. Gonna be an Ice... A T-Bolt. Oh, it's Scarf. Huh. Okay, that's interesting. Ice Beam into the Dragapult. Really good damage. Jeez. They do Airstream. Perfect. Into the Whimsicott. Nice. Okay, that's basically... I mean, it's not the most amazing position, but that's still a pretty good position for me. Okay, I'll take it. The reason I think that's an amazing position for me is because I think Nidoking can come in and just... I mean, not Nidoking. I can go out into Cinderace, click Sucker Punch. The Dragapult, I think, is in range of Sucker. They don't have Intimidate on their team. And then I can Earth Power the Regieleki and maybe pick up 2 knockouts, which would be really nice here. So we will bring out the Cinderace here. And I could max here too. Cinderace should be faster than Dragapult at +1 because we do have the Tailwind up. Yeah. So it might be my best interest to go for the Earth Power into their Regieleki instead and just Airstream might not be a bad play. I am a little bit concerned though if they bring in Thundurus afterward, but I think it should be okay. I feel like if they had Thundurus, they would have brought it out earlier, but maybe they just want to get rid of Whimsicott immediately. I can max here because they can Electro up in this position. I know my Nidoking's faster than Whimsicott after Tailwind, so I know that's a Scarf Eleki 100%. I guess though, if I get Para, that's really bad though. Yeah, I don't want to risk getting Parrot actually. If I get Thunderbolt Parrot, that would be really bad, I think. So I think I'd rather just go for Sucker Punch here. It should knock out the Dragapult, I imagine, anyway, at this range. Yeah, okay, perfect. Because if I get T-Bow Parrot as I go for a max move, get fully Parrot, or just like, you know, Thunderbolt into Max Dragon, that's a really bad position, right? So I think I'd rather take that instead. I take the guaranteed knockout, which is pretty safe. I can still max Cinderace if I don't get Parrot on later. I'll just take a little bit extra damage, but since this is a hyper offensive team, I don't really need to mind the fact that I'm taking like all this damage because I'm usually just trying to pick up fast knockouts. I had the big speed advantage. Their fast Pokemon are gone here. Let's see who their remaining Pokemon are going to be. I'd imagine Urshifu plus Zacian. It's going to be the Zacian, which is correct, and then it's going to be... I guess this could be problematic though since I took the Thunderbolt damage. Remaining Pokemon Mamoswine. Okay, we're good. Okay, I don't mind that. Ice Shard is a little bit threatening though. I think my best play here is actually just to protect Nidoking and go for the Airstream into the Mamoswine. Yeah, because if Zacian attacks, it's going to be Behemoth Blade. I'm like trying to figure out what covers the worst possible position, right? Because there's always like EQ from the Mamoswine. There's always Protect from the Zacian. There's like Substitute, which I don't think they're going to click Sub in this position. Like straight up, I don't think they're going to click Substitute in this position. I think they're going to click Protects and Attacks. If anything, they're not going to click Sub here. I think Airstream makes the most sense to me and going for the Protect here with Nidoking. This way I still have Nidoking alive. If they take the knockout on Cinderace, I bring in my Kyurem very safely, and then I threaten the Mamoswine since I broke the Sash. So that's the goal right here. We are going to see the Protect from Zacian. Perfect. I could have doubled into Mamoswine, but like, what if they hard red me, for instance, right? I think that would have been really bad. So if they Protect here with Mamoswine, that's completely fine, and I think that actually might guarantee lose them the game. Because I get, well, I shouldn't say guarantee lose because there is actually one way, and that's critting me. So yeah, but they do have to crit me here instead of like a mind game between like what they go for. So this is fine here. I get the speed rise with Nidoking, so even after Tailwind's over, I get the big speed advantage here. So now I can go for an Earth Power very safely into, for instance, the Zacian slot, try to pick up the knockout, and then I can Fireball the Mamoswine and pick up the knockout on that slot. Maybe I should have doubled up the Zacian, but what if Zacian goes for the double here? I mean, I think I'm fine as long as they could knock out my Cinderace, for instance. If they're Life Orb Ice Shard, they knock out Cinderace, that's completely fine because Earth Power into the thing. And if not, they still need like an Ice Shard crit in the Nidoking, I think, because otherwise Ice Shard wouldn't KO. And I was just trying to build up to a position where I'm like safely win. And I think like, yes, it's not a guarantee win because if they have Substitute, they can go for Substitute. But I think in that position, it's really unlikely. If you are going to play super aggressive with the Zacian, reading like my double into Mamoswine, for instance, which if I do that, in case I do read the Zacian Protect, which was pretty likely there, you go for the KO heat there, and it's really bad because there's just like a lot of factors there, and I felt like what the route I chose was the safest. And again, if they have Substitute, I think it's really unlikely they click it there. I think they got to pick up knockouts right there, which I think is way more important. And yeah, especially since I had Kyurem in the back, if I lost Cinderace and didn't get at least an Airstream boost, it was actually pretty bad, I feel like, because then Zacian could just like clean up the end game. So I needed an Airstream off. The question was, I double up? Because if I double up and they Behemoth Blade and protect Mamoswine, worst case scenario, I do lose Pokemon and could potentially lose the game based off that. So I think I tried to put myself in a position which gave me the most outs and prevented them from getting the most likely win concept they would go for. If you currently enjoy the content you're watching and want to see more of it, make sure you check out my other YouTube channels, my second YouTube channel, my Eclipse channel, and of course, make sure you follow the action live on my Twitch channel. Make sure you go check it out. All links available in the description down below. All right, I missed a rating, but this is a 567 rated Lugia player, which this looks really fun and interesting. Okay, Lugia, Regieleki, Snorlax, Urshifu, Rotom Heat, and Incineroar. So there's a lot of things that are very scary here. The Snorlax is really interesting. There's no support on it, so I don't think it's going to be that belly drum set. So this is a really interesting team, it looks like. What do I want to go? Did they lead like Eleki or Shifu? That's always a lead like I suspect, and it's always like terrifying to deal with. I think Whimsicott plus Cinderace is probably fine for the most part. With the Assault Vest on Cinderace, I should live like a Life Orb at max Lightning from the Eliki, which I think is really important here. And I think in the back, I go Kyurem and Urshifu. Urshifu is really good against their team. And I mean really good. If I get rid of Eliki, oh boy, Urshifu looks really solid. And the Lugia, fun fact about Kyurem, you break through multi-scale with your ability, Mold Breakers. So let's see if that will be a factor in this game. Definitely could be. We will see though. Lugia, oh wait, Lugia gets Trick Room. I completely forgot that Lugia gets Trick. Is this Trick Room Lugia? Trick Room Lugia would be interesting here. But Snorlax and Urshifu, which is completely fine. Okay. As I lead my Cinderace plus my Whimsicott here. Snorlax doesn't usually run Protect. Am I crazy, or can I go for Helping Hand High Jump Kick in the Snorlax and maybe pick up a knockout immediately? It might be worth it here. I could also Dazzling Gleam High Jump Kick, which isn't a bad play either. And you know what? I do think that's a good play here. I do think overall, my back Pokemon aren't great for maxing, but I mean, this prevents Belly Drum if it is Belly Drum for some reason. I don't think it is Belly Drum though. We are going to see the Urshifu retreat, which is fine here. Somebody's coming in. Incineroar, yeah, that's okay. Helping Hand High Jump Kick would have been better, but this is still all right here. Let's see what don't tell me this Snorlax is Protect though. The Snorlax is Protect. This is weird. Okay. Hit. Okay, because I haven't used High Jump Kick in a long time. Okay, so it activates the no berry. Okay, what is this Snorlax? It's not berry unless Facade. Interesting to say the least. All right, I'm gonna protect Whimsicott here. I'm gonna go hard into Urshifu. I don't know what this set is. Is it Curse? I think it's Curse. Wait, it's not Leftovers either. What is this Snorlax set? Is it Custom Berry? Is it just Custom Berry and like can't Belly Drum anymore? I'm actually surprised they brought it then, because it doesn't really accomplish much. Okay, we bring out our Urshifu and protect the Whimsicott here. This is to prevent ourselves from losing our Tailwind option, our Helping Hand option, and Urshifu's in a really good offensive position. They Flare Blitz here, which is fantastic here. And what's the Snorlax going for? Yawn? Okay, it's Yawn. It's just a classic Yawn set. That's fine. All right, I don't mind Yawn too much, although Surging Strikes isn't exactly amazing here. I think what I do actually is I think I'm going to Tailwind here, because if any point of Tailwinding, it's now. The question is, do I go for Surging Strikes here, or do I just like sack this Pokemon? And I think, or not sack this Pokemon, make this Pokemon fall asleep, but I don't think that's worth it. I feel like going out into Cinderace is just a better play here. And going for, oh wait, no, I should have got Cinderace. I should have gone Kyurem first. The reason is what I'm expecting here this upcoming turn. Flare Blitz to Whimsicott and Yawn again. That's what I'm expecting here. Okay, it doesn't come out, so that's fine. What? Is that Lugia? It is Lugia. Okay. Kyurem would have still been better, though. Tailwind comes out. Should be Yawn again. Yeah, it's Yawn again. Into the Cinderace, which is fine. Okay. I'm going to double out here. Oh, this is awkward. No, this is... Ooh. I think I go Kyurem for the Whimsicott slot, and I think I'm going to go Urshifu for the Cinderace slot. I just don't want to take the Yawn, of course. Is a Lugia Trick Room is my question. I don't think it is. I think this is just like a Yawn Lax, and I do think Yawn Lax is actually pretty underrated in this format. I tried it earlier. I do think it's still all right here. Of course, against Calyx Shadow Rider is still weird because of Expanding Force, but still pretty good mon. Let's see. Bring out the Kyurem and Urshifu. I need some kind of offensive pressure, I feel like, overall against their team, and I feel like this gives me it. Incineroar going to come out, which is fine. All right. Does that mean you're Dynamaxing the Lugia? Yeah, it's Dynamaxing Lugia. All right. So I don't know if I mind that or not. I'm trying to figure out what's going to come out the rest of the team. All right, so Dynamax Lugia comes out. That's okay-ish. I think I'll sack Whimsicott the next turn. Not exactly the best optimal spot here. Airstream comes out into... Okay, it is a Kyurem. That's good, because I don't want Airstream and Urshifu, because I still have a Pokemon alive at least. This is going to be weird. I don't... They should fake out their Urshifu, I'd imagine. I could freeze dry the Lugia. The problem with freeze drying the Lugia is if it's policy, that's a bit bad. I could Dynamax, but I'm not going to knock out the Lugia. I think the best play is just to Earth Power the Incineroar. I think they have to fake out here, and I think it's sacking the Whimsicott. I have 2 turns of Tailwind, so at least I'll have Cinderace under Tailwind. Yeah, I think it's going out into Whimsicott and going for the Earth Power. They take the knockout on Kyurem. It's fine too. All right. So goodbye, Whimsicott. And ooh, this could be pretty bad. Yeah, they fake out the Whimsicott because they know that Kyurem could potentially Dynamax. I didn't think they would go for that. Here comes a Choice Specs Earth Power. Should knock out the Incineroar. It does. Perfect. All right, what does this Lugia do? It's gonna be Airstream once again. Should be probably in the Urshifu slot. Yep. Okay, perfect. So that's really, really solid for me right here. I'm pretty sure. I mean, it's not like over yet. This Lugia is actually really threatening. It's actually really threatening here. I could go out into Cinderace here, I think. I go into Cinderace. What's coming out is the question. Urshifu. Oh, I think my play here. This is where it can get a little bit awkward. So they have +2 speed. So Lugia is faster than Kyurem. It's not faster than my Cinderace though, which is max speed. I think my play here is to Earth Power to Kyurem and Airstream it. I think it's to Earth Power and Airstream. The last few turns though are gonna get really confusing, because I actually might not be able to beat Lugia with what I have remaining. So I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna go Cinderace, Dynamax here, Airstream, try to knock out the Urshifu. If I don't knock out the Urshifu, it's actually a really awkward position here, but let's see if they protect or not. That's also another option. Okay, they don't. I think they would have taken the offensive position, which is good for me here, because I should be able to outspeed the Urshifu and pick up the knockouts right here. So Airstream, it is Focus Sash, so I do double up here. I think this is in case I Airstreamed, went for like a Blizzard or something into the Lugia, so this is why they went on the offense, and yeah, that's why I didn't expect to Protect from here, but I don't think I could have really played around Protect regardless, so gonna go for an Earth Power here, knock out the Urshifu. So Urshifu goes down, excellent. Oh, these upcoming turns. Airstream gonna come out into my Cinderace of all Pokemon is interesting here. Okay, that's fine by me. Okay. Ooh, wait, hold on. Does Lugia knock out my Kyurem? Because it Airstreamed in order to get the knockout earlier. Okay, Snorlax comes out. I think the best play here is to go out into Urshifu then. I feel like with Knuckle I do live. I mean, what should I do here? Darkness might not knock out. Oh, I think is it Airstream or Darkness? I feel like it's Darkness here. The Snorlax, I can Freeze Strike KO the Lugia. Yeah, I think that works. I think I pick up the knockout Snorlax at this range. If I don't, it puts in Freeze Driver. I think like no matter what, I don't think they can knock out my Cinderace at all, and then I'd be able to go for Freeze Drive later in the game. Of course, I guess I am risking Aeroblast crit, but they do have to hit, and they have to crit. Looks like my opponent does forfeit there. That Lugia was actually pretty terrifying. I think that actually was terrifying. The max darkness I wanted, because then I guarantee KO the Lugia with Freeze Dry, I think, with Kyurem. And then I still have the Cinderace, which is probably going to be healthy at the remaining. And I still have Urshifu with Surging Strikes, Aqua Jet options at the end game if they choose to target the Cinderace or double it up. And I think overall my Cinderace plus what I had remaining was enough power to take on the Lugia, especially with no boost that it had. I probably wasn't going to give it like a weakness policy boost, which is what I was playing around towards. And oh, that was scary. That was scary, but luckily able to pull through. I think I could have played better against the Yawn. I wanted more offensive positions that I think capitalized more. I think like on the Yawn turns, I think I could have switched out a bit better ordering, because I was trying to get it. I could have got like Cinderace next to Urshifu and done a lot of damage, I think. But I guess the Kyurem-White just ended up working out, because I didn't expect them to suddenly switch, which was a really good play on my opponent's part, because they were able to capitalize a bit more offensively, I think, for the most part. But oh, able to pull through, thankfully, because the Lugia, while it was a threat to my team, don't get me wrong, it was a really big threat to my team. Without any boosts or anything, it's pretty weak as a Pokemon. All right, this is an interesting team. Calyx, Shadow Rider, the Indeedee, Incineroar, Snorlax, Comfey, and Urshifu. So pretty big offensive capabilities from my opponents right here. Okay. Do I think this is Trick Room Calyx? Because I kind of am assuming it is Trick Room Calyx, actually. I really do think it might be Trick Room Calyx here. Offensively, I'm trying to figure out what's the best option. I think it's Urshifu for sure here. But there is a Calyx I do have to keep in mind. It's just weird because, like, the Snorlax Calyx actually seems like a really good combination right here, because the things you want to bring against the Snorlax, the Calyx does well against. Unless I had Dark Urshifu on the team, which, you know, would have been great. But yeah, this is not going to be that case here. I think I go Cinderace plus a Kyurem. I don't think that's like a bad option. Yeah, I don't think that's a bad option. Have Urshifu in the back, I want to say, and probably Gothitelle, because like I don't need the Whimsicott. I feel like the Whimsicott doesn't do too much, I feel like, other than maybe it does help. Actually, it helps against Urshifu and it helps against the Calyx with Tailwind, but I have no idea what mode my opponent's going for. I feel like they are going to go for the Tricker mode, and if they do here, I think I do need some offense, so we'll see. This is definitely a scary matchup right here. Gonna be Snorlax Indie. Okay, yeah, this is not what this is kind of what I thought about here. Okay, so I do lead my Kyurem plus my Cinderace right here, and this is gonna be tough. This is gonna be tough. I mean, this is definitely Follow Me in Trick Room, right? Actually, if it's Follow Me Trick Room, which I think it should be, I could make some plays here potentially. Like I can max knuckle the Indie slot and then go out in Urshifu. That might not be a bad play here. I just don't know. If you click Expanding Force for some reason, it's really bad, but I think if you commit to the Snorlax mode, you're definitely going to want to redirect attacks here. Do I have to Dynamax turn 1? I feel like it's optimal. Yeah, I think it's optimal. Let's see here. Oh, this could go really bad. This is why I want to lead Urshifu, but if they let into the Calyx, I was absolutely screwed here, so I did not want to do that, especially like if they clicked Helping Hand Expanding Force, would have just been a nightmare, I feel like. So that's why I didn't want to lead. I didn't want to hard commit to it. Let's see here. Gonna bring out the Cinderace. Well, I guess Helping Hand Expanding Force just destroyed my Kyurem anyway, so maybe it wasn't the right play regardless. Dynamax of Cinderace here. Let's see. I'm hoping that this is Follow Me here. Should be Follow Me. Yeah, okay, perfect. All right, let's see. If I can knock out with 2 max knuckles would be really nice. I kind of doubt it, though. I'm assuming I'm going to be able to get an Airstream up the following turn in close combat. So let's see. Here comes a max knuckle into the Indie. Ooh, wait, hold on. The damage looks really close for another max knuckle to KO. That's the thing. It really does look like another max knuckle might KO. And we're gonna see Snorlax go for the belly drum. Yeah, makes sense. What kind of berry are you? A citrus berry, I'd imagine, with Thick Fat is my guess. That's what I would imagine here. It is citrus berry. Yep. Okay, perfect. So I wonder if I can knock out the Snorlax because I am choice banded. I am gonna Airstream this turn into, I want to say it's Airstream. I double up the Snorlax. No, I think I Airstream the Indie in close combat. I'm just worried because, like, I think I should KO. The only move I think I can lose to is like Indie swapping out an Incineroar here. But I do get good damage in their Snorlax, and if they Gigantamax, that's a big threat gone. So, you know, I think it might be worth it here. Although, oh wait, I would lose to Gothitelle then. Okay, but it looks like they are gonna Dynamax. Okay, that's fine. All right, I need you to do work, Urshifu. I really need you to do some work here. I need banded close combat at +1 and knock out Snorlax, which is the goal right here. So we do see the Snorlax come out in Gigantamax. Although Snorlax, this thing is absolutely insane right here. Let's see. Let us see if we can get the KO. Oh, they max guard, which is perfect. Okay, that's really nice for me actually, because I'm able to get an Airstream up, knock out the Indie, and yeah, that was a play I considered as well, max guarding Expanding Force, because they could potentially be thinking, oh, if you take the knockout Indie, I can get in Calyx safely, and that was a thing I did consider. So this ends up working out perfectly. I am able to get a speed rise, so now I'm faster than Calyx. Even if it's Scarf Calyx, actually if it's Scarf Calyx, I still wouldn't. If it's Scarf Calyx, oh no, don't be Scarf Calyx, don't be Scarf Calyx. Please be like anything else. Sash would be bad, but it's better to deal with it. Okay, Comfey. Oh, are you Ally Switch? Are you freaking Ally Switch? God dang it, I can't tell if this is Ally Switch or not. I kind of want to double up the Comfey slot with Fire move in close combat And I think this covers if it's everything but Sash Comfey, since I should be able to pick up the knockout then. And it covers ally switch. So you know what? I'm going to do that. Come on. Come on. Okay, it was an ally switch. Don't be Sash. Just go down to this +1 Fireball. This is a really strong move. So come on. Knock out the Comfey. Okay, nice. Didn't have to worry about it. No ally switch even necessary. Cool. And here comes a big close combat into Snorlax. Oh, I love this team. I love it. Goodbye, Snorlax. Ooh, this was so scary. It was so scary, but luckily I did have some ideas about like if they led this or if they went to Calyx mode. I at least had game plans, I felt like. And yeah, dealing with the Snorlax was thankfully a lot easier to handle. They bring out Calyx, which is okay. They don't have Dynamax available. I can go for Max Darkness here very safely. Oh, I don't have Darkness. Oh. Okay. This is a little bit weird, actually. Is it? Not really. I think I just locked myself. I go for Sucker Punch here just for the type change. And I think I just go into Gothitelle. This is weird. I guess Expanding Force could screw me over in the late game. Oh, boy. Hopefully not. Okay. I have to wait 2 turns in order for the Sucker Punch to work. So that actually endgame, if they didn't form it, would actually have been a little bit scary. I think with Assault Vest Cinderace though, and to transform into Dark typing, I should be fine because their main damage output should be Expanding Force in that position. The Astral Barrage, I think Cinderace will be able to take it decently. The problem was I'm getting Revenge killed by the Calyx, so that could have actually been pretty scary. So the thing is, I don't think I can risk Expanding Force from Calyx, so Life Orb Expanding Force would do a lot, and I actually have no idea what the damage calc in the Cinderace would be, so I think I had to lock myself into Sucker Punch right there. And I think I do win the game for the most part, assuming I don't get crit with the Cinderace. If they have Substitute, it's fine, because I can attempt to Trick Room Gothitelle, and they have to attack there potentially, which is okay, I think, for the most part. Yeah, and then I could just keep throwing off attacks for the most part. If it was Sash, I guess that's like the only thing that I think could have screwed me over guaranteed. But ooh, oh, thankfully Urshifu too good. And that is the show. Nidoking finally putting in some work, and this team has been really strong. Like, I have tested this a little bit off camera, and man, the hyper offense is just insane what it can do. Kyurem-White was absolutely amazing, the damage output, and yeah, it's just really strong under Tailwind. So if you do want to try out the team, make sure you try it out with the rental code right here on the screen. 2 weeks to grab it. Team Builder coming out tomorrow if you want to know how I built the team. Paste been available in the description down below as always. And if you did enjoy the video, again, be sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment down below, as it really does help me out. But otherwise, that's going to be it for me. Have a great day, people, and until we bow again, I'll catch y'all later.